Human Nonsense, Ted Danson, and Paul Scheer with Swifty Dads. All this and more on today's How Did This Get Made? Last Looks. Hit the theme!
Last looks, come and get your last looks. Raw dogging movies with Paul June and Jay Mantzoukas. People love her. McDLT, the universe. With Zooks and Sheer and June and Jessica St. Clair, she's probably there. Well, how did this get made? Nobody fucking knows. What's up, jerks? Got the shirt, balcony or front row. This is the last look with light revisions. A stellar skateboard asking what's its mission. Last looks, come and get your last looks. Raw dogging movies, but I hear Paul has a new book.
Hello, all you hot cocoa lovers out there who are horny for Santa. I'm your host, Paul Scheer, and welcome to How Did This Get Made? Last Looks, where you, the listener, get to voice your issues on My Secret Santa, a movie that Discord user Dove thinks should have had the tagline, "It's not you, it's me." Oh, I love that. That's really good. Why isn't that in the movie? That's like easy pickings. That's great. I mean, by the way, that should have been the tagline of the movie. Well, I guess it would be a confusing tagline because you didn't know. But here's the thing. It's great. Dove, you killed it. You killed it with that tagline. Now, also, I'm having a hard time right here because Dove is a character in a book that I just read, Tomorrow, and Tomorrow, which is a great book. Check it out. It's beautiful. It's a story about platonic friendship. It's also a story about just partnership and video games. And it was one of my favorite reads in a long time, and I cried multiple times. I haven't cried reading a book in a very long time. It's great. Check it out. And again, you don't need like a PSA from me to check out a book because I believe this book was a hugely successful book of last year. Like when I opened up the paperback, there's just pages of great accolades that this book has achieved. So anyway, I love that book. You should check it out. Also, I don't know if you've heard of it, but Catcher in the Rye, a pretty cool book. Yeah, you should. You like it. You know, I read it. I'm like kind of on the inside. Yeah, I don't need to give you any more book recommendations, but I'm reading Martyr now, which is also A+. I'm reading good books. You know, here's my theory. You always say, I want to read more books in the new year, or maybe you don't. I do. And if I can get like the amount of books that I want to read done early, then I won't let myself down at the end of the year when I found that I didn't read as many books as I wanted. But I gave myself a goal this year, 5 books. I normally do more than that, but 5 books. I can achieve that. Anyway, enough about me and my reading. Oh, God. Sheer loves to talk about his reading. Anyway, a big shout out to Latex Drool for that opening theme song. Unfortunately, the Screaming Kittens were too busy to make a song for us. Yeah, apparently the lead singer's in love. And you know what? Honestly, I just don't think that she ever really cared about the band anyway. I mean, she had that kid and just quit the band. I mean, they would never achieve mainstream success with that kind of lackadaisical attitude. So anyway, Latex Drool, you are way better than Screaming Kittens ever were. We appreciate you stepping in. Remember, if you have an alt movie tagline or you have a song for this show, it's so easy to get us the information we need. Alt movie taglines, corrections and omissions, that all happens on the Discord, discord.gg/hdtgm. And if you're submitting a song, just go to our website, hdtgm.com, and there's a little button. It says submit a song. You click on that, you upload the song, keep it short, keep it nice. 15 to 20 seconds is best. And by the way, manageable. Coming up on today's show, we got some really fun stuff to do. Yes, we're going to get to your corrections and omissions on My Secret Santa. I actually saw that the lead actress of My Secret Santa was commenting on one of our posts, which always gives me a little bit of a nervous energy, but she seems that she's really into it, and she wanted to explain some of the choices made in Secret Santa. But I would recommend this. She seems like a super cool person, and if you go to her page, she's got some of the makeup and costume tests for the film, and there's a image of her in her Santa costume dancing around, which just is disturbing and great, and I love it. So check her out. I'm not going to tell you her name because I don't remember it off the top of my head, but you can figure it out. You can do the math. Also, guess who's coming on the show today? Ted Danson. Yeah, you know Ted Danson from Cheers from The Good Place, from the man on the inside? Well, anyway, Jason went on Ted's podcast, and we took a little portion of that, and we're going to put it on this podcast. So if you've never listened to Ted's show, you can get a little taste of it. Maybe you want to follow it up later. But more importantly, if you love Jason, you're going to hear the two of them talk about The Good Place, The Man on the Inside, and so much more. Plus, we'll also reveal the movie for next week's episode. Now, I got a big announcement, a personal announcement. Back in 2023, I was obsessed with these dads who were hanging out in the parking lot at Taylor Swift concerts. They were in their cargo shorts, they were checking their phone, they were just kind of pacing. And they were all waiting for their daughters to get out of the show. So I had this idea. I want to go talk to these dads. I thought it was going to be like this funny thing, like these dads just miserable, at this concert, not really loving, Taylor Swift or anything about it, but just having to be there. And I went down to SoFi. And within the first 15 minutes, I realized, I have this all wrong. And I captured something that I think is really interesting. I went there for about 2 or 3 nights, talked to a bunch of different people. We were going to make this into a feature film. Not this short, but this was like kind of this magical thing. Magical. It was this thing that just I happened on because I wanted to do a little funny bit, but then I found something a little bit deeper. We were actually going to blow it up into a bigger movie that had a much bigger scope, and that all fell apart. But I realized I never released the original mini doc, the mini doc that actually got us financing for this feature. So I wanted to put it up, and I did. And your response to it has been amazing. Thank you so much for watching it. Thank you for commenting on it. If you've not watched it, you can watch it on my website, paulscheer.com, or on my YouTube, or on the dark web YouTube. It's very easy. Just type in Paul Scheer Talks to Taylor Swift Dads. And if you liked it, share it. It was really fun. Just fun to just go out with a camera and shoot stuff and just find something. So thank you. Hope you check it out. You don't have to be a Swiftie fan. That's the other thing. You don't have to be a Swiftie fan. People are like, I don't like Taylor Swift. First of all, let's take that out of the equation. This is about parents and children, and this is about concert going. It covers a lot of different stuff. So if you have been a child, if you are a parent, if you've ever been to a concert, I think it will resonate with you. So, and also I will say that the thing that Taylor Swift did with this concert, it just blew my mind. I've never experienced anything else like this at a concert. So anyway, check out that little mini doc. It's only like 15 minutes. You watch it on your phone. It's fine. I'm not mad at it. I'm not over here like, Christopher Nolan or something. So yeah, watch it any which way you want. And finally, you can check out Dinosaur Improv back at Largo on January 24th. Okay. January 24th, we're back at Largo, and Jason and I will be together on the Scam Goddess podcast on January 13th. Woo! A lot of plugs there. A lot of plugs, but all good, interesting plugs. We're giving you a lot of free content is what we're saying. Anyway, that's all the plugs. Let's get into it. Last week, we talked at length about My Secret Santa. We had questions, and we might have even missed a few things. Here's your chance to set us straight. Fact check us, if you will. It is now time for corrections and omissions.
It's time for corrections and omissions. We got a couple things wrong, but we're gonna fix that right now. That's why we're singing this song. We're gonna take a couple phone calls. Maybe you know something we don't. Perhaps you can change our opinion, but it's likely that you won't. Corrections and omissions. Our bad.
Thank you to the Brash Menagerie for that pop punk theme. By the way, Brash Menagerie? Love that. Let's go to the Discord. Nix writes, a lot of logic issues in this movie could have been solved if instead of starting the movie showing Taylor getting fired from a place that has no relevance to the rest of the movie, she was getting fired from working in the kitchen at the resort. You don't need to reshoot the scene. You just don't establish an irrelevant place. It makes it so much cleaner if the employee discount plot was part of the reason why she was working in the kitchen. Gives herself a reason to disguise herself there to continue the discount. And really, the only changes it makes is that Tia Mowry threatening her at the end would make sense. I mean, it would be great if Tia was the one who fired her. Oh my gosh, Nix, you nailed it. Lizard writes, why was Tia Mowry so insistent on unmasking Santa in front of all the children? I mean, I know she wanted to make Matthew look bad so she could get his job, but I imagine she surely would get fired from the bad publicity from her going crazy and yelling that Santa is a fake. She seems so determined to ruin the hotel after she doesn't get the promotion. And by the way, who is she fighting against? The owner's son. It wasn't even a fair. Of course he's going to get it. I'm sorry, but nepotism is here to stay. Johnny Unusual writes, the name Human as a wacky fake name was used in a classic episode of Futurama where an alien uses a flimsy disguise to outwit the buffoonish Zap Brannigan. Now, I don't mean to imply this was stolen, but rather my concern is that as a wacky name, Human doesn't really work in the context of the movie. In Futurama, the gag is that a alien is taking a ridiculously literal pseudonym, but Taylor isn't pretending to be a human. She's pretending to be a man. Human would work for, maybe a Christmas elf who is trying to be a human, or a reindeer pretending to be a person. But for a woman, wouldn't something like manly or masculine or hairy chest make more sense? By the way, hire Johnny Unusual, people. Manly, hairy chest. I mean, masculine is pushing it, but the other two, perfect. Let's go to Johnny from Pittsburgh.
Hey guys, I just listened to the newest episode on My Secret Santa, and apparently you were right about the Eggold IMDb review. It looks like his dad is Jay Eggold, James Eggold. So his dad wrote that really sweet review about how heartwarming a film it is. Anyway, love you guys. Bye.
Thank you, Johnny. And yeah, we figured it out. That's right. It's his dad. And you know what? God bless his dad for doing that. That is some perfect dad energy. Again, we're kind of tying together the Swiftie Dads thing and this. I love it all. Dads, get out there and support your kids by getting on Amazon and getting the word out. Okay, next up is Meredith.
Hi, my name is Meredith, and I just listened to the My Secret Santa episode. And you mentioned Common Sense Media, the website for parents to review media that their children might be watching, and you called it like a conservative website. I work part-time for them as a media reviewer, and they're absolutely not a conservative website. They're actually super liberal. What I do for them is actually audit the media reviews that exist for DEI content. So I add DEI content. I add a new section called Diverse Representations, where I get to talk about if there's a very positive queer relationship, I get to talk about that in a very positive way. If there's great Black representation or disability representation, I get to talk about that. If there's something problematic in the media, like a woman's being called a slut, I get to add that as something negative. And I've been doing this for Common Sense Media for, I'd say, about 4 years. They have a huge program to not only audit every single media review they have, but to include all of these standards and guidelines in new media. So they are actually really liberal and progressive. It is for parents to review media that their kids might watch, but in an informed, educated way and not in a conservative policing way. You might go look at some of the media reviews, like I did Avatar, I did Jaws, I did 50 First Dates, and you can kind of see that diverse representations and how we're able to call out things that are negative in terms of DEI, and then also support progressive DEI representation. So it's actually a really fantastic, very positive, very liberal company. Thanks for listening. Have a good day.
All right. Okay, Meredith, I am sorry about that. I thought that they were conservative. And I'm happy to hear that they highlight great DEI and call out negative DEI. That's great. And Mark Kaiserman comes to slam me as well, says that Common Sense Media, when you get a 10 plus on Common Sense Media, that isn't a quality rating. That just means it's suitable for ages 10 and older. Oh, wow. I really misread the whole thing. And Mark also says, I love every episode. I'm excited to see Jason on Broadway next month. Well, Mark, by the way, there's another plug for you. Jason will be on Broadway in All Out, I believe it's called. It's great. Check out Jason on Broadway. Great cast running through there. Kind of like just a who's who of great, funny people. All right. So Sorry about Common Sense Media. My mistake. We are now working in a different place. So thank you, Meredith, for correcting me. Back to the Discord. Why is Matthew in the locker room when Hugh Man is taken there by Santa self? I mean, Hugh just got the job in the lobby with Matthew only moments earlier. So why was Matthew naked and putting his work clothes back on after he just met Hugh in the lobby? I mean, did he run into the locker room and take off his clothes just to drop towel in front of Santa? I mean, that's kind of sexual harassment. Steve, you're 100% right. I mean, Matthew is fucking freaky. He is a real freaky motherfucker. I didn't realize it was just right out. I thought there was like some time had passed, but I guess you're right. I guess it was just immediate. And you know what? When you got to take off your clothes and show off your schlong, you got to do it. And that is the God-given right of any Nepo baby. Do not question it. And before we close up corrections and omissions, let's go back to the phone line to hear from a couple of folks calling in about the Howdy Awards. Oh, yes, the Howdy Awards is back. We want to do a new thing now where we're going to start doing the Howdy Awards again, but we want to keep track of it. So when you hear something that could be a howdy moment, let us know. Maybe we even start a little forum on the Discord. Howdy moment. Just submit a nomination for a howdy moment. You don't need to explain it more. Just say in this episode, this moment. And then that way, at the end of the year, if you have a time code, it would be great. But by the end of the year, it'd be way easier for us to do. We wouldn't just put it off for 9 years. Anyway, Anonymous, take it away.
I noticed during the latest Howdies that in terms of international guests, you mentioned many people, but did not refer to Seth Rogen as an international guest. My question is, are you, or I should say, how did this get made, standing with President Trump in trying to make Canada the 51st state? Is that your way of signaling that? Just a thought I had. Appreciate you.
Wow. Okay, first of all, look, I'm wrong. I'm taking a lot of hits today. I know Seth is Canadian. I respect Seth's Canadian heritage. I believe that Canada should stay where it is. Should not be part of our country. Now, Greenland, I got a whole different opinion on. Greenland, let's take it. Let's take it all. Let's take it all. No, but Canada gets to stay. I love Canada. Love our Canadians. And I apologize. And you know what? It's my ineptitude of geography, and I take full credit for this. So I apologize to Seth Rogen, but I believe that Seth Rogen was nominated though too for that category. He was. I know he was. Anyway, Liz from Detroit, what do you got?
Hi, I'm a doctor, so I'm answering your call for an answer of where does the butt start. My impression was what you were asking was sort of like, where does the butt start from the front? Like, where does crotch end and butt begin? Which is a very good question. And the simple answer to that is that we have this lovely little strip of tissue in our pelvic regions called the perineum. So you have your genitalia stop, then you have perineum, or more commonly known, the taint. And then you will have your anus. So I would say technically where the butt starts is where the anus starts. Now, as to the other end, I think this is where people were getting confused as they were asking where it started, like from the back end. And I guess the answers that you got were, I guess, technically correct. If we're thinking of gluteal region and butt as kind of synonymous, your gluteal muscles do originate from the ilium, specifically the iliac crest, which is the top part of your pelvic bone. And so I won't go into any more detail than that because anatomists are annoying and anatomy is annoying. But yeah, so I would say overall, I don't know, I kind of have a holistic view of like the butt region. I would say includes butt cheeks, butt crack or gluteal cleft, and butthole or anus. So that is where the butt starts. All right. Thank you. Have a wonderful day, folks.
All right, Liz. Where were you? Where were you for the Howdies? We should have started with you. That's a better and less perturbed explanation. I appreciate that, Liz. I salute you from the top of the head, which is where where the salute starts. I don't know. Thank you, Liz. Thank you to our anonymous Canadian. These are important corrections to get out there. So many great corrections and omissions this week. A lot of them coming after me, which, look, I get. But I think, to me, I want to go and celebrate the corrections and omissions that really stand out, the ones that do a little bit more of the work. And I'm going to say that this week, Nixt and Johnny Unusual get to split the awards because they effectively rewrote the movie in about 8 lines or less. And you know what? I wish I could give you your own whatever Netflix movie, but I can't. I can only give you this song from the amazing Bears in Love. Hit it!
You thought you hit the jackpot cause you wrote the list, but really you're doing nothing, absolutely nothing.
If you want to chime in with your own thoughts or the latest episode, hit up our Discord or call us at 619-PAUL-ASK. That's 619-PAUL-ASK. Coming up after a quick break, Jason will chat with Ted Danson, and I will announce our next movie. Stick around. All right, everybody, welcome back. I know that matinee episodes have been a highlight in many people's feeds. We replay old episodes. Last week, we featured the movie Ultraviolet with Nick Weiger and Mike Mitchell. And next week's matinee will be Grease 2 with Anna Faris because you asked for it. That's right. We can maybe even start another part of the Discord for that. Ask for what you want back in the matinee folder there. I like that we got Grease 2 back out there because a fan wanted it. And now, without any further ado, instead of just chat this week, we're going to play you a little tease from Jason's recent guest appearance on Ted Danson's podcast, Where Everybody Knows Your Name. If you haven't listened to it before, Where Everybody Knows Your Name is the podcast where Ted and his sometimes co-host Woody Harrelson go deep with the people who inspire them, like John Mulaney, Carol Burnett, Quinta Brunson, Dick Van Dyke, and so many more. And today, they're inspired by Jason Mantzoukas. That's right. In the clip you're about to hear, you'll hear Ted and Jason talk all about working together on season 2 of Netflix's A Man on the Inside and also on The Good Place. Ted, take it away.
Working with you, and the last thing we just did together, which just came out, by the way.
A Man on the Inside,
Cross,
season 2.
Season 2. And you are very funny and a little wacky and all of that. But I remember trying to start to leave because we had a little side scene, and then the the other scene was going on in the other room, and
that you needed to go join.
That my character needed to go join, and so I was trying to get away, but you kept adding little very funny things, and then I started to walk away. Oh, you're leaving,
Yeah.
Oh, you would call out
what
was
you're doing.
happening.
Yes.
Oh,
that's like a classic, for me, that's a classic move to just say out loud what's currently happening in the scene to me, the actor.
Yeah.
Like, oh, are we done? Okay.
I see. Okay.
Talk to you later. Like, just like, all that kind of stuff. Just, again, seeding, it's what you were talking about earlier of like, oh, some people are chasing a big button. They think like, and then at the end, I'm going to clobber it with this big line or this big joke or something or other. And I'd much rather sprinkle a bit of weirdness at the end. Like something that's just like, wait, what was that? What was that weird little aside?
But your weird thing didn't come out of nowhere, which is, I would argue, what Sandy Meisner would hate.
And it didn't come
up
from
something
me.
Before. It came off of me.
It came off of exactly what you were doing, which was you were trying to extricate yourself from talking to me. Your character doesn't want to talk to me anymore. Yeah. And so for me to just call that out was very funny.
I have my version, or actors who aren't good at improvisation have their version, which is, I really came up with something, a way to do this last night that I want to show you now while the cameras are rolling.
Oh, no. And I think that's 99% of people on sets are prepared. Or have made choices already, or have worked on this. I'm only now in life getting better at working on things, like really script analysis and really digging in on stuff. That's I did it in reverse. You know what I mean? Like I'm so much more comfortable on a set that I can improvise on than a set that requires me to be kind of word perfect. That's a much harder endeavor for me and much more daunting.
Yeah, for me too. My brain.
Yeah.
It's
But I will say, like, watching you, it seems effortless. You know, it is.
I have a crap load of psoriasis under my wardrobe.
I'm sure.
As a result of looking effortless.
Yeah. But it really is. Like it is, you know, I've been watching you since I was a kid, you know, whether on TV or on sets as an adult. And it's a cool process. It's cool to watch you slip into these guys, you know, and that, like, especially The Good Place, that mischievous evil, that like twinkle. Yeah. I had
incredible. No idea how to play the first season because I didn't know.
Yeah. You didn't want to tip it.
No, you couldn't tip it.
Yeah.
You had to, if people were to look back, which they do because they watch it over and over again, that show. Mm-hmm. I love that. But you have to go, this is real in the moment for the audience watching because they don't know the twist.
Yeah.
And if you look back knowing the twist, it has to be real as well. And to the point where I couldn't go because not everyone knew this on the set.
You couldn't ask questions because nobody,
And
also you needed to play a character who in success you could continue to play in season 2 without having to make it a new guy who now is evil.
Yeah.
You know, it's got to be.
I heard so many directors who didn't know this. They only told
the directors didn't know. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
One or two who were in the beginning of the
Drew
process.
And whoever else.
Drew, got it. Yes. So I'd go, hey, I have talking to the wrong person. Sorry, excuse me.
Where's Morgan?
Where's Morgan?
Oh yeah, what a singular challenge though.
Yeah.
Like I feel like actors talk about having a secret all the time. Like I don't know if that's still a relevant thing, but you know, like that idea of that cliche of an actor has a secret. But like you really did have your character had a secret, and I think of myself as a very savvy TV watcher, movie watcher. That twist shocked me. Like it got me. I was because I was so in on the show, and then that I didn't see it coming was so incredibly delightful. I'm so rarely surprised that it really got me.
I can thank my friend John Krasinski for not being a blabbermouth, because even before we started shooting, he was going off. I had just gotten The Good Place, and we were about to shoot, and he had just gotten some big movie and was going to go do this huge,
probably The
amazing...
Quiet Place. So you guys were both in the place. No, you guys were both in places. The Good and the Quiet.
No, but it's kind of that story because I was slightly
You guys
jealous.
Mostly work in place-based things.
Yes, only place-based. And this is why he said what he said to me when I said, hey, I want him to know that I was going to do something cool too, because he was going to go be a big fucking movie star. So I went, hey, I'm going to be working with your friend Mike Schur.
Yeah.
You work together in The Office. And, oh yeah. And it's I play this architect. It takes place in the afterlife, and I'm an architect who designs this whole, village community for the afterlife. And I could see his eyes go, oh, okay, yeah, it's The Office, but in heaven. And I saw that, and I went, no, you don't understand, because at the end of the first season, I become you discover that I'm actually the devil. And he went, oh, that's good. And I went, yeah, fucking A, it's good.
Is good.
And I walked off feeling going, oh, fuck.
Oh, no, Why did I have to big time?
But wait, moving back.
Yeah, please.
Another thing that makes you such a good film actor, you UCB folks, is because it's the camera. I love this. Camera, I think I always want to act for many reasons, but one is to get it right.
Mm-hmm.
It's 50-50 at best, and I'm giving myself credit to say 50-50, that I will truly be in the moment.
Right.
You can get close to the moment, but then a part of your brain goes, wow, look at me, I'm in the moment, and then you're out.
Right.
And the camera sees that.
Yes.
The camera knows whether you are truly in a position to surprise yourself because you don't know what's coming.
Yeah.
Because you're so lost in the moment. Or no, you're just now giving me a facsimile of something. Of being in the moment.
Yes. And a lot of times I feel like that can look like what you prepared.
But if you Mr. UCB-er, are part of a group trying to find out where this group is going next, you can't be phoning it in.
Everything's
you will miss
discovery.
Where it's going. Yeah, it's all discovery. It's all curiosity.
Yes.
which is
I love that.
my new favorite
I love
fucking
that.
word in
Oh,
life
same.
right now. At my age, maybe when I approached 70s, gratitude became a very valuable word and real.
Yeah.
Be grateful.
Yes.
Ted. How'd you get everything you got? I don't know. Just say thank you. How much more? I don't know. Thank you. Just stay there. My new word, though, is curiosity.
Big time.
Stay fucking curious.
And that is, and I will say, one of the things that all my characters have, it is deep curiosity. Like a lot of times,
that's true.
They all want to know everybody else in the show more.
Yes.
But they're almost always people that everybody else in the show is like, can this guy get out of here? Can we get rid of this guy?
Yes.
But like Apollo on A Man on the Inside, like that Thanksgiving episode, all Apollo wanted to do, as far as I was concerned, was make friends. He's just there to make friends. Calbert, I'm making friends with Calbert. There's everybody that my guy meets, curious. I want to know more.
And your curiosity isn't to then have a one-up or have anything that's on a negative or sad or anything. Your curiosity, the payoff is, well, I'll be damned.
Yes.
Oh my God.
More
this
specificity. More
amazing.
like, yes. And you know what? And this thing we just figured out, I'm into it too.
Yeah.
And then you're just finding weird little pockets of stuff that a lot of times can just be ephemera that they're never going to use.
Yeah.
But then every once in a while, it makes it into the cut. And I'm like, oh, whoa, they used that?
Yeah.
Cool.
I feel like I've graciously gone along with that I'm 77.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow, you're 77. Look at, and then I watch myself on TV and it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm 77.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
it's so disturbing.
I felt when I turned on this season of the show, I was like, oh, whoa, I'm so much grayer than I was the last time I think I appeared on television.
Yeah.
Even though I see myself in the mirror every day, my mind is lying to me.
Yeah.
But when it's right there on TV, I'm like, oh, that guy's older.
Yeah.
That guy's older than I thought he was.
Yeah.
So
my process is that I watch it again.
Yeah.
And I wipe my tears away going, well, I guess it's not that bad. And then I watch it a third time. I go, oh, fuck, there are other actors in this scene. Oh, they're good. Oh, this is good.
Well, it's like that thing do you do this, like, let's say you're watching a scene from A Man on the Inside, but one of these big group scenes. Do you watch yourself when someone else is talking?
I'm trying to figure out what you mean by someone else is talking. No, it's the someone else.
You mean the other actor? But you know what I mean? Like sometimes I'm like, why am I even looking at me right now? I'm not the one talking. Like nobody's looking at me right now, because sometimes I'll be like, in that way that I'm so oftentimes chasing a moment or something to improvise.
Yeah.
I can sometimes see Jason, the improviser, there instead of Apollo or Derek or, Adrian Pimento or whatever. I instead see me who just had a clever idea and is now just waiting to unload it, And I'm like, oh, this fucking idiot. Why can't I even cover with a bit of a performance so that I can strike with a great line? But no, I can see all the mechanics in my mind. But it's almost always happening while someone else is talking. So hopefully nobody's looking at me, because that's what it is for me. It's that same thing of like, oh man, I wish I'd done that better. I just wish I wasn't chasing that bit or that joke or whatever. I can quibble with all of it, I'm confidently there, but when I watch it back, I'm full of
I agree.
Self-recrimination.
I'm whoever my favorite actor is when I'm working.
Yes.
But when I watch, I'm just this judgmental dick.
Totally.
Really.
Completely. Oh, absolutely. I get that. I think we all are.
Yeah.
And that's why I think a lot of people don't watch their stuff.
Yeah.
I do. I don't, because I also think of it as kind of a learning experience.
It is.
I get better because I watch it.
And it's humbling. Humbling is good.
Oh, yeah. And God forbid if I was out here not watching it back and just walking off sets being like,
yo,
just like Rocky. Look at me. I fucking did it. And then I watch it back and I'm like, oh God, that's trash. What am I doing?
Somewhere in between is probably true. So better to be there.
And that is how I always feel. Somewhere in between is the actual performance.
Well, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that snippet of Jason's chat with Ted Danson. If you want to hear the entire conversation, look for the full episode on the Where Everybody Knows Your Name podcast feed. Okay, now it is almost the end of the show, which means it is time to announce our next movie. Next week, we'll be doing some reverse evolution as we go from human to monkey. That's right, we're watching the 2001 comic fantasy Monkey Bone starring Brendan Fraser, Bridget Fonda, and Chris Kattan. Now, Monkey Bone has a pretty amazing supporting cast with actors like Giancarlo Esposito, Bob Odenkirk, Rose McGowan, John Turturro, Megan Mullally, Dave Foley, and Whoopi Goldberg. Now, IMDb describes the plot as this. In a coma, a cartoonist finds himself trapped within his own underground creation and must find a way to get back to reality while racing against his popular but treacherous character, Monkey Bone, which, this is Paul speaking now, is a boner. Yep, this movie is about a man's boner keeping him down. You heard me right. Rotten Tomatoes gives this film a 21% score on the tomato meter, and Rick Groen from the Globe and the Mail wrote, "Why do I still have a soft spot for this flick? Because there are glimmers of intelligence in this mess, because it must have driven the marketing department crazy, and because it fails so differently than all those run-of-the-mill failures." You know what? Honestly, Rick, I'm with you. I am with you. Next week, we're going to have some very special guests that will fall on both sides of the love it, hate it spectrum. But before we do any of that, listen to the trailer.
From the director of The Nightmare Before Christmas, Stu Miley was dropped into a whole new world.
Hello? Am I dead?
Hiya, boss. Now he has 24 hours to find a way out, or he'll lose everything.
The woman I love is living with a little monkey that looks like me. Ow!
What a lucky girl.
Brendan Fraser, Bridget Fonda, Chris Kattan. Monkey Bone.
Be right back after I choke my monkey!
Rated PG-13.
You can stream Monkey Bone for free on the Hoopla app through many local public libraries, or you can rent it on Apple TV, Amazon Prime, or Fandango at home. All right, people, you got your work cut out for you. You're going to listen to Ted Danson's podcast. You're going to watch my documentary about Swiftie dads. You can check out Jason on Broadway. And honestly, if you haven't watched Weapons, I'm shocked that movie didn't get nominated for more stuff. Like at least a screenplay award, right? Should have gotten that. Haven't seen it get nominated for too much stuff. But June's in that, and that's why I bring it up. Anyway, that's it for Last Looks. If you listen to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please rate and review us. Also, make sure you're following us and have automatic downloads turned on. It helps the show, and we appreciate it. And you can visit us on social media at HDTGM. And a big thank you to our producers, Scott Sonny, Molly Reynolds, and our engineer, Casey Holford, as well as our social media manager, Zoe Applebaum. We'll forever be thankful to the one and only Avril Halley, who got us here. And we'll see you next week for Monkey Bone.